Did you know the average traveler overpays by up to 30% on airfare just because they booked the wrong date or the wrong time? Or worse, travelers sometimes can even pay double for the same seat just because they stick to specific dates and routes. If you're tired of blowing your budget before even boarding the plane, keep watching. I'll tell you how to plan your flights with creativity. Welcome to the world of budget air travel, but not the kind you're used to. Today, we're diving into unconventional methods that could save you hundreds of dollars every time you fly. Whether you're a solo nomad or traveling as a family, these tips are for you. Let's face it, finding cheap flights is frustrating. High ticket prices during Christmas or school holidays, random fees for seat selection, baggage, and even printing a boarding pass can ruin your travel budget and add unnecessary stress to an activity that should and must be full of joy. You might spend hours searching and still end up paying more than your neighbor in the same row. Why? Because airlines rely on consumer habits. They know most people want direct flights, fixed dates, and familiar airports. But if you're willing to let go of the standard way of booking, there's a whole new world of savings out there. I do it myself, and that allows me to travel many times around the world with my family of 5 without being rich, only smart enough to play the game to our convenience. Start with flexible dates. Flying midweek or during shoulder seasons can cut your costs drastically. Then consider fare alert tools. I particularly use Google Flights. It tells me when to book and when to wait. But remember, peak seasons are going to be expensive, so for those dates, you better book way in advance. Also, try flying into a nearby city instead of your main destination. Major hubs can be expensive, but smaller or less obvious airports, just a train ride away, often offer better deals. These are the likes of Fort Lauderdale instead of Miami, LaGuardia instead of Newark or JFK. In London, you can avoid Heathrow in favor of Gatwick. I recently bought a ticket to Washington Reagan that was $45 cheaper than landing in Washington dollars. For Asia, flying from Bangkok to Muang is cheaper. And every avid flyer from Australia knows the hack that repositioning into an Asian city such as Singapore or Kuala Lumpur can save you a lot of money when traveling to Europe, especially in the Australian summer. Oh, and don't underestimate layovers. Sometimes, booking 2 separate legs instead of a direct route can save you a fortune. Certainly, the savings of $100 or $150 may not be much for a solo traveler, but when you're a family of 5, that amount is better in your pocket rather than in others. Here's how this worked for me. Say my family of 5 wanted to travel from Perth to South America, a daunting task on a budget. Instead of searching for a single round-trip route or a single ticket, we book a couple of legs or maybe 3 in different tickets. We booked different airlines trying to find the best possible deal. For example, if you try to find a fare from Perth to, let's say, Lima, Peru, you'll find prices completely out of your reach. But what about flying Perth to Los Angeles? Spend a night in LA and then fly from LAX into Peru? Look closely to the savings. Or maybe Perth to Madrid and then Madrid to Lima. Compare the routes and you'll see the savings straight away. All those savings and we get to know another city. Isn't that awesome? In air travel, flexible means cheaper. Oh, it sure took more planning, and obviously the onus of making the flight connection is on us, not in the airline. But I mitigated that risk with travel insurance, and the savings meant we could stay longer, eat better, and experience more. Budget travel isn't about missing out. It's about getting smart with your choices. So remember, flexibility, fare alerts, and creative routing are your best friends. Traveling affordably is not only possible, it's empowering. Got your own budget travel hacks? Share them in the comments. I'm always learning from fellow travelers, and I'm also happy to help others. And if you like this video, check out my travel reviews. Remember, you'll be flying soon, so better be informed.